Nigel, great win today.
Yeah, good to win. 3 points, clean sheet, first home win of the season. Great atmosphere in the stadium. You know, it was a dogged game, wasn't it? At times, it was a stop-start for a long part of the first half in particular. So many fouls that were getting given away. We couldn't get any flow at all. First game after the international break, scored early. Great start to the game, but then it was just like stop-start all the way through that first period. But we've created chances again in the second half. You know, the goalkeepers made two really good saves, one-on-one from Jared Bowen. And again, having the strength off the bench now to see through games is important. Obviously, we lost Dan Batty with a knee injury. Fraser ran his socks off again for us, didn't he? A couple of changes there. Stephen Kingsley's come off. He's picked up a little niggle in there. So we've just adjusted a bit. The second goal that we've gone and scored, great one. Great centre-forward play. Up into Martin, obviously a new signing. Great layoff. Evandro again. He's got quality in abundance. Through ball and the desire of Jackson Irvine to get through and the tenacity to put the ball in the back of the net, and it saw the game through for us. But we showed a different side of the game today, which is important. We got a togetherness, we got a spirit, and that togetherness was in the whole stadium. Everybody working hard for each other. Sometimes you're not going to get it all your own way, and you've got to grind through it, and we ground through certain situations, and I'm really pleased with the victory today.
Yeah, and one of the new signings, Tommy Elphick, he's the kind of guy you want in your back line to help grind and get those 3 points when the pressure might be on.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of experience, and from my point of view, obviously it's a shame we couldn't have Eric Lehigh in the team today because he's done really well. But I must say, I thought Rhys Burke's done outstanding in the right back position from there, and it's allowed, you know, and Tommy's gone and played, and we've got a good clean sheet. There was a couple of thunderous headers from Jordi De Vries in the centre half position. He needed that against an experienced Johnny Walters. You know, he took on early doors and a bit of competitive action there. But for me, we're only going to get better. It's a good start to the week. It's an important 3 points at home. As I said, a clean sheet, 2 good goals, and we've got a strength about ourselves. We've got a unity about ourselves, and everybody wanting to be part of the squad. And the team ethos is the most important thing, and to me, I was really pleased with that today.
Indeed, and really lots of positive things to take going into the next 2 games, because we've got that classic Tuesday night situation now, and then into Saturday against 2 sides, one up in the Championship now, and one against one of your former clubs as well, who aren't doing too good at the moment.
Well, listen, I had 7 years at Wigan. I was the goalkeeper there for 7 years, so I had a lot of injuries there as well. But you know, I have you know, 2 previous clubs, Wigan and Reading. I'm going to go back to there, and you know, special memories from both clubs. But today we're focusing on the now. The lads take care of business in respect of getting the bodies ready, because obviously we've had the international break. Maybe 1 or 2 looked a little bit. You know, just got to get back into the swing of things, and the games are going to come thick and fast. So again, Wigan on Tuesday night. And then Reading, we'll go down to Reading on the Saturday. So it's a big week. It's a good start to that big week. We're getting the first 3 points in at the clean sheet, and we've scored 2, could have scored more. Everybody contributing, and for me, we're going to grow from strength to strength, which is important.
Tommy, impressive debut today, impressive victory.
Yeah, needed. We've got a very winnable week of games, so you know we need to get our minds focused for Tuesday now, recover as well as possible, and turn today's 3 points into a better one by backing it up on Tuesday.
Yeah. Manager mentioned how it was a real stop-start game and that interrupted the flow of the game.
Yeah, for sure. We never really got going. It was nice to get the early goal, don't get me wrong, but possibly was, you know, to our own undoing that we didn't kick on in the game because we went up so early. Sometimes that can sort of halter the progress, if you like. The game never really seemed to get going, but they're a very experienced team, so we managed it very well without the ball. Probably wanted to show a little bit more on the ball and manage it better with a bit more possession.
Yeah, I think it would have been a game today from, let's say it was 0-0 going to half-time, and then with the game not really progressing in the second half either, it would have been one of those games where the fans can turn on you, but in the end, we actually managed to grind it out and get that second goal. Yeah,
and I think towards the later stages of the game, we started to show our combination that we worked so hard on every day. Got some really young, exciting talent here, so it was nice to see that come through, and on another day, probably could have been 4 or 5.
But coupled to that, a good defensive display from the back 4 as well.
Yeah, obviously, when so much is happening in front of you, concentration's the key, and for the 3 lads there, Rhys, who hasn't played right back as much as some others, was fantastic. Obviously, another string to his bow. Geordie was superb. Stephen Kingsley was brilliant until he had to come off, and obviously Todd Kane slipping back there, showing what a good player he was. So good display from us, and obviously Marshy behind us, you know.
Yep. And 2 big games coming up. One against the side who've just come up into the Championship in Wigan, and then Reading, another side in the bottom 3. So it could be very similar situation, only this time away rather than at home.
Yeah, as I say, you know, we've got to go and turn this 3 points into a good one now, and putting back-to-back wins together, and these weeks are so important in the Championship. You know, if you go and put 9 out of 9 points on the board, you know, you're looking way up the table. So hopefully, you know, we can back it up Tuesday with another strong performance.